Okay, here's our video on modeling equations. And just to review, equations, think of a scale when you think of equations. Right? So on this side of the scale, let's say we had x plus 2. And on this side of the scale, let's say we had 8. And we know that with equations, this will be, x plus 2 equals 8. And equations have to balance. That's why we have a scale. Right? And remember, just doing this, we could minus 2 on both sides. Right? And now we have x equals 6. And that'll be the answer. 6 plus 2 is 8. Right? So they balance out. That's what equations do. And of course, equations have equal signs. And we've done equations, and we also have done inequalities. But we could model equations using bars. And here's an example. Okay, let's say we have 12 equals 4 plus m. Okay, now we can also have this as 4 plus m equals 12. Doesn't matter how we write it. When we use bar models, we're going to put the whole amount on top. And on the bottom, we're going to put what we need. We have a 4, but we're missing the m. So let's draw this. I have, again, 4 plus m equals 12. The whole amount is 12. 4 plus another number will give us 12. So we know 12 is the biggest number. So we're going to put 12 on top, because 12 is the whole amount. And on the bottom bar, we're going to cut this up so we can get 12. So far, we have 4. But we need some other number here. 4 plus another number will give us 12. So we just modeled 4 plus m equals 12. And obviously now we can solve this by subtracting 4 on both sides. Right? And we have m equals 8. Right? So m equals 8, so we can put an 8 there. But this is how we modeled 4 plus m equals 12. Okay, let's look at another example here. Let's say we had x plus 2 equals 10. Right? Now let's model this. What is the whole amount? The biggest number is 10. That's the whole amount. We know that some number plus 2 will give us 10. So 10 is what we put on top. Make another bar on the bottom. The bar on the bottom has to equal 10. Right? We have a 2 and we have an x. So 2 plus x will give us 10, just like we see on top. Right? And we know now if we subtract 2 on both sides, x will be 8. So this x will be 8. But the model of x plus 2 equals 10 is this. The whole amount and what we need to get that whole amount. Okay, so let's try this one. How would you model now 2 plus m equals 12? Model that with bars. Okay, should pause the tape. So again, the whole amount, the amount we're trying to get is 12. Right? That's what we're trying to get. And the bottom number, actually the 12 is what we already have, that's the total amount. And the bottom bar is what we're trying to get 12. And we have a 2, and we're trying to get the missing variable m. And we know by subtracting 2 on both sides, we know m is 10. So that's how we model that. Try this one. This one is subtraction. It's a little trickier. So here we have x minus 5 equals 3. Now, with subtraction, you have to think about this logically. The biggest number, we don't know actually what the biggest number is, because some number minus 5 will give us 3. So we know x is the biggest of the numbers. So actually the whole amount right now is x. X is the whole amount. We don't know what x is. But we have the bottom bar. It's 5 and 3. Now obviously if we add 5 plus 3, we know that the whole number is 8. Right? Now let's check. What's 8 minus 5? 3. Okay, so that's what we did with subtraction. Here's multiplication now. With multiplication, this is saying 6 times a number is 24. The whole amount we know is 24. But we do not know 6 times what is 24. Right? So on the bottom bar, we're just going to put x's. We're going to put 6 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? That's how we do it with multiplication. We're going to put 6 x's. Okay, now each of these boxes have to have the same amount. So you have to ask yourself, what number could we put here that will have the same amount 6 times? Well, you know, just by solving the equation, 6 times 4 is 24. So each of these boxes here would have a 4. Right? And 6 times 4 is 24. So if you added this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 boxes of 4 is 24. But the model itself, just rewrite the model, right? So we just have a bar, and that was 24. That was the whole amount. And the second bar, we put 6 boxes. And of course, they should be even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there were x's in all these boxes. So that's how we modeled the equation 6x equals 24. That's how we model it. Now let's try one yourself. How would you model 8x equals 16? How would you model that? Okay, so 8x equals 16. So our whole amount, what's our whole amount? Is 16. In the bottom bar, remember in the bottom bar we're trying to get to 16. Right? So we're going to cut this box up into 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're putting x's there. Or whatever the variable was. So that's how we modeled it. Right? Of course, to get the answer to this with multiplication, as you know, multiplication, we divide, right? We're going to divide the 8 out on both sides, and we know that x equals 2. If we put 2 in each of these boxes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? We'll get 16. But that's the model of 8x equals 16. We've done addition and subtraction. Here is division. 6 divided by 6 equals 6. Again, this could be written also g divided by 6. And we shouldn't really use g because it looks like 6. And I actually said 6 divided by 6, but I meant g. So this is g divided by 6 equals 6. So this is another way you'll see it. Or you can see it this way. So the whole amount, the biggest number, we know is g. We don't know what it is, so we put g on the top bar. And the bottom bar, we're putting all 6's. We're putting 6 6's. Right? And just by adding all these boxes up, we know that g is 36. Or we could have just multiplied up. 6 times 6 is 36. But we just wanted to model it, and this would be a model of a division one. So we've done division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition modeling. Okay, let's just do one more with subtraction. Try to model this with subtraction. Remember, try to find the whole amount, the biggest number you would use to put on top. What is the whole amount? So when we do these, you know we have 2 bars. Top bar is the answer, really. It's the whole amount. And the whole amount here, we don't know. It's x. Some number minus 2 will give us 5. Okay. Also, you know, if you didn't like it this way, x minus 2 equals 5 is the same way. Remember, you can always change it if you want it that way. Same thing, x is the whole amount. And what we have 5 and we have 2. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So we just modeled subtraction. So that's modeling equations.